Are you listening? Damn.
Welcome to another edition of AFC North Talk. Here we are today. By the way, starting out the bat, shout out to AJ Green with a 50 donation.
Whoa!
I don't see any comment, but we do appreciate the donation. Also, like I said, for our Patreon, thank you for your support as always. And this happened yesterday. I think it became official today, but I saw it through my Twitter handle. People tagging me, people tagging Tony, people tagging Q for sure. I think it was a Q that said like the GM of the Steelers or the Steelers.
Yeah. They watch AFC North Talk.
They watch AFC North. By the way, wouldn't it be great just for the memes? This is happening. Allen Robinson is the Steelers. For a moment there, the Ravens talked to Kingsbury. Right.
That's right. Oh my!
I
was thinking this though when the trade happened. Has there been a more perfect move, like off-season move, than this one just specifically for the content of this show? Has there
I
been
know that some of y'all who don't root for the same teams that I root for get mad when I go on these rants. Sometimes you know, oh Quincy he goes on these, but guess what? It's content because all of a sudden, it comes back around.
It's
right.
We're back.
It's the middle of April, and what we talking about? Allen Robinson, who hasn't been relevant since he was a free agent in 2020.
Since yesterday.
Thank you, Allen Robinson. You can thank me. You know what I mean? You can thank me, Allen Robinson, because the only reason that people are talking about him is because of me. God damn it.
What was it, Tony? You put a stat line. You said, like, I wish Allen Robinson against the Browns did what? And then Q's comeback was amazing. But do you remember your stat line?
No. I said it's gonna be fantastic when when Kenny throws a touchdown to Allen Robinson, right? Two players that Q absolutely hates to his very core. Right, like that.
Y'all hear that Steelers fan out here fantasizing in the offseason? You know what I mean?
Caught me on that one.
You're dreaming.
Caught me on that
one. Damn. What that sound like? I remember those days. That sound like Browns fans to me. You know what I mean? Sad.
I laughed so hard. I was laughing. I was like, what's happening? It's like, oh, this guy, Allen Robinson, got traded to Steelers. She's like, who? And like,
it's like it's an AFC North Talk thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah. Did you tell her that he's a former top 10 receiver in the National Football League who will be back
this
year? Yeah. Well, for a couple of years there.
All I'm saying about Allen Robinson is I was 100% right. I was 100% right, and nobody ever gives me my proper credit on this. Every year, y'all be like, well, wait till we see this with Allen Robinson, and wait till we see this. And it's been 3 years. I've been right. Like, I've been talking about this since the pandemic, dog. There wasn't a vaccine when I had this take about Allen Robinson.
And I will say this, Q. This may have been the year I was ready to I think Allen Robinson would have been just a non-issue on this show.
All I said in 2020 was like, hey, Allen Robinson, like $20 million for Allen Robinson. Like, no, that's terrible. He's not that good. Oh, Quincy, he had these receiving yards with Blake Moore. I was like, look, man, when you the best player on a bad offense, you're going to put up numbers, but then you're going to look pretty pedestrian in the regular offense.
Now, again, I probably would have given you your flowers this offseason, except then yesterday happened.
You'll give me my flowers during the season.
Back on board.
The Allen Robinson experience, and it seems very similar to what the Bears got with the Chase Claypool experience.
I mean, I will say, though, even if all the Steelers, because if you look at their numbers, like, so talking about the trade itself, obviously, first of all, we could talk about the actual trade and not the player.
Was it was a swap of 7 rounders?
Yes.
And the Rams dislike Allen Robinson so much that they said, we want to swap your 7th round pick and we'll pay him so you can take him.
Yeah.
My bad.
They paid him to leave. They were like,
they paid him to leave. They paid.
I got it wrong. I got it wrong. The Steelers don't listen to AFC North Talk. But you know who does? The Rams.
Less need.
He was like, Quincy Wright, we need to get off this. Allen Robinson, like, come on, man.
He was like, I was high when I gave him $15 million per year.
Yeah,
everybody talking.
By the way,
like
I forgot.
Crazy for saying that's not worth it for him.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot he even got that deal. It is kind of crazy that he went from like 1,000 yards back to back to like 300 yards for the Bears that last year, and still got 15 million the next year.
Look, man, I done seen Terrell Pryor almost get 1,000 yards back to back seasons and knew he wasn't good. Like, you know what I mean? It's when everybody gives you credit when you have production on a bad offense or a bad quarterback. It's the biggest mirage in all of sports because somebody got to get yards, right? Like nobody's not going to get 1,000 yards on your team. Well, I mean, there are cases, but those are rare, right? But somebody's got to get the production.
Yeah.
You know
I will
what
say,
mean?
like, his production level last year was equal to Chase Claypool. So if you know, and I think that was on the, you know, I think he was bad last year. You know, no one's going to argue, like, looking back at his Rams tape, like, well, actually, you know, I don't think there's any actually guys with Allen Robinson last year. But his production level was exactly the same as Chase Claypool. So if that's
they're like, hey man, Matt Stafford didn't target him enough.
Okay, you know what? You're absolutely right about this because I've seen Steelers fans say this too, and they almost have convinced me because they have said this about him, which is that look, he just never got to work up a rapport with Stafford. Because remember, and this is true, Stafford didn't practice at all last year in training camp. They held him all of camp because of the elbow thing. So maybe there's something there, but again, I don't think the Steelers are getting back like the 1,000-yard receiver, Allen Robinson.
Team in the middle of the year and got 7 touchdowns.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
It either is or it isn't. The report. I watched Baker Mayfield and Odell try to get rapport for like 3 years. It either is there or it isn't. It is not something that grows. I firmly believe in that.
So I think you're over or under for A-Rob.
What?
I would 600 yards. 600 yards.
600 yards.
Well, he had 300 and he had 309 last year.
I want to go back to my Odell Beckham take. So if 600 is the over/under line for him at a price that he got paid to leave, how are we talking about the Odell move as if good when the line's 200 yards more? Because the Ravens are in desperation. I'll be here next year. I'll be here next year, Tony. I'll be here next year. You know what I mean? We'll be talking about this next year. Yeah, well, I think for the Steelers with Allen Robinson, right? I mean, it's a different trade because with Odell, he becomes either their number one or their number two. You know, Allen Robinson was in an offense where he's at best going to be their number three, right? I mean, you talk about Deontay Pickens and then Allen Robinson, and when you work in Pat Freiermuth into the mold there, you know, he becomes the fourth receiving option in this offense. So, you know, the question for me, like, did the Steelers got better yesterday because the alternative on the roster right now is Calvin Austin, a player who has never played in the National Football League. I thought it was a great trade. I agree. And I think the other guy is Gunnar Olszewski, right? I mean, I think the Steelers certainly got better yesterday. The question is, you know, I see a lot of talking heads like Florio, and I saw Marcus Spears say it, right? Like, this is an unbelievable trade for the Steelers. They got a great receiver. I don't know if they got a great receiver. I think they got certainly an upgrade over what they have today. If he's great, obviously the memes on this show will never end. But I think a name y'all know. You know what I mean? That's what they got. They got a name y'all know, but production that is very familiar. Like it is. Yeah, that's the same thing I had with Odell. It's a name y'all know, but the production is going to be pretty similar to what you've had. But yeah, hopefully more touchdowns would be my. What, Allen Robinson? Hope. Yeah, I mean he's a decent 50-50 ball guy. He's got certainly a far better contested catch rate than Mr. Chase Claypool did.
So did you guys say who has the more productive season, OBJ or Allen Robinson? Did that conversation?
Oh my God! If it's Allen Robinson, it was Allen Robinson. I'll buy his jersey. Actually, I'll put his jersey. See those 4 numbers here? We'll put 12 right while 12 is.
I would say,
does he stay on the team longer than Mark Ingram? I mean, than Melvin Ingram.
That to me is like, does he make it through training camp? Is my biggest fear here. Is like
when he could realize
this could be a non-issue.
That he's not going to be 1 or 2.
Right. Yeah. Well, does he Dante Moncrief it and just like completely flame out within 4
There is some Dante Moncrief potential.
Well, I mean, there is certainly Dante Moncrief potential.
There's a lot of Dante Moncrief potential here. You know what I mean?
I will never forget Tony hyping Dante Moncrief.
I'll have to go to camp. Yeah, I'll be at camp again this year. Probably only going to do a week at camp, but I'll let you guys know.
Sometimes he hypes somebody up. It is George Pickens, and he's right. And sometimes, you hype somebody up, and it's Dante Moncrief. And then they break their finger, and they're never the same. Yeah,
He did trash. He was consistent with Claypool, though. He did not like Claypool from day one.
Well, no.
He was Claypool.
He was
like Claypool?
only when Claypool played bad. When Claypool played but good, he was like, "Oh well, I might have been wrong about that." The second he started messing up, though,
you got it backwards. I hated it on draft day. After his rookie year, I loved him. Yep. Then year two on, hated.
You hated him. Yeah, you started off hated him, and then you liked him.
Yeah,
and
then I liked him from year one, and then hated him.
Claypool moment, man, because that clip where he went first down in the 2-minute drill.
Now, I will say this. Going back to Allen Robinson, how much you think a number 3 receiver costs you? 3-4 mil, right?
Yeah.
So Steelers are paid $5 million for Allen Robinson. I think that's fine, right? Swapping 7th round pick. I mean, what is it, like 15 spots?
It's 17 spots in this. I mean, it's literally like this is the least you can give, other than a conditional 7th that doesn't convey. But obviously, if Allen Robinson's any good, you would convey the 7th round pick.
All I would say,
they basically gave up nothing. I mean, they gave up nothing.
The Rams gave up Allen Robinson in a similar fashion in which the Browns gave up Baker Mayfield last year.
Yeah. That's the worrying thing, right? It's not just that they gave him up, but that no one was like, well, we'll go more than a conditional 7th for him, right? I mean, this is like the Steelers were the only team who were like, yeah, we'll take him. Otherwise, we're gonna have to cut. You guys are gonna have to cut it.
Nah, I mean, they know it's a lemon.
It's definitely.
The Steelers are. I think the Steelers are aware. It's like, hey, let me see if I can get it to start, and if it don't start in training camp, then it's like, all right.
It's very reminiscent a year ago. I mean, the Steelers, Omar Khan now is kind of has an MO, right? And he did the exact same trade last year for William Jackson III late in the year. Remember, like right at the trade deadline, they traded for William Jackson, like old William Jackson. Like, what are you doing trading for him? Obviously, that didn't work out, but that pick didn't convey. It was a conditional 7th with that one. That pick didn't convey. So yeah, I mean the Steelers. This is very much an Omar Khan thing. The new GM versus the old GM, Kevin Colbert, is not trading for a 30-year-old corner or trading for a 30-year-old receiver.
Should conditional 7s be able to exist in exchange for a player? Because isn't that kind of just circumventing the waiver wire?
It is. Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah.
Does this mean that Calvin Austin isn't good, or what is it? Because I thought.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who he's like 4.3 speed, but coming off of a foot injury. I mean, I just think the Steelers don't want to. Like, I don't know that he's not good, but I don't think you can go into the season with like he's your true number 3, because boy, if that doesn't work out, like, behind him is
you don't have anything, right?
Yeah, like
who was the one guy that was the gadget guy there a few years ago?
Who for Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yep,
Ray McCloud.
Ray McCloud.
Ray McCloud.
What happened to Ray?
He's in the Niners now. He's over at the Niners.
I thought he was at the Titans.
No, Ray went to the Niners, and then Steven Sims signed somewhere this offseason.
Another Steeler great. Tuzar.
Yeah, exactly.
Beast.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He is a force to be reckoned with in the XFL right now.
I mean, I think
you mentioned Tomlin was watching the XFL, and I was like, he got like 10 players in that league right now.
Allen Robinson can be a wide receiver 3. I think we just thought that he could be wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1, but
right.
Can he be a wide receiver 3?
No. I'm not.
Can he not be wide receiver 3?
I'm not coming like he's not good enough to be the 3rd best wide receiver on your team. He is.
Okay.
But what I am saying is like he's gonna get the 4th most snaps on the team because he's not a Z. I mean, not a wide slot. So what he is an X in a Z. If he's not gonna get snaps over who you already have there, then he's just going to get snaps in relief of one of those 2 dudes.
So you're saying he's James Washington?
I'm saying that's the position that he's in.
Well, he's
not saying the production is, but I'm saying the position he's in is like, well, you're going to play George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. The more like he'll get in on some 3 wide receiver sets. He's going to be very specialized in his use. So production wise and snap wise, he'll probably be 4. Because it doesn't make sense.
Could be 4
for him.
4 behind Freiermuth and the other 3.
Look, so it's like the James Washington situation, right?
Well,
we'll put him out wide.
Yeah, Washington really never played in the slot. Allen Robinson has played about 30% of his snaps in the slot. It's not his primary position, but he can.
You want Deontay there?
No, I don't want. No. Hold on. Let me finish this. Let me. No. We're not putting Deontay in the slot. That's the number one thing we're not doing.
Why?
But Pickens was playing a little bit in the slot at the end of last year. They started to move him around as like a big slot.
That's good if he gets into the slot. He's
I think Pickens in the slot. and then Allen Robinson as the Z and Deontay as the X. I think that to me is a lot of fun. Obviously, you can swap Pickens and Robinson a lot. Canada loves to do his motion and whatnot. The other question, though, I mean, I think Q brings it up here, which is, the Steelers didn't run a lot of 11 at the end of the year. When they traded Claypool, they went to a lot of 12 stuff, and it worked really, really well for them. I would be surprised if they went back to primarily going to 11, which means that you're only going to have 2 receivers on the field at the same time. And are you bringing Pickens off the field for Robinson? Are you bringing Deontay off the field for Robinson? That is going to be interesting to watch throughout the year. And I think from that perspective, how many snaps does he realistically get in this offense?
What prompted the Rams to make this move?
They were going to cut him because by the way, can we talk about the Rams? Because they didn't trade him. They could have traded him before the start of the league year. Allen Robinson had a $5 million roster bonus due to him on the start of the league year that they paid. They paid him.
If only they listened to me, they wouldn't be in this situation. If only they listen to me. They wouldn't.
Also, and this is where I'm like salary cap illiterate in this way. So because wouldn't they have just been better off cutting him? Because they eat all the salary, the bonus money accelerates, and then because they have to eat the money, the $10 million. If they had just
so you're saying cut him and then have the cap hit distributed to this year?
Yeah, couldn't they have just done a June 1st thing at this point?
Yeah,
they could the money and save more.
But I think the Rams right now are in the mode we're gonna suck this year again.
Yeah,
just gonna suck this year. Next year we have a first round pick, and then we're coming back with the vengeance. So this
maybe
year,
they really like a guy on day 3, but they're just not sure he's gonna be there at the end of the 7th round. So they wanted to get closer to the middle of the 7th round.
They need to release Aaron Donald, dog. Release don't let Aaron Donald go out like that.
I know. I'm surprised he didn't retire.
Me too,
man.
Okay, we have a couple super chats here.
Aaron Donald is retired. He just be playing it.
Yeah, I guess he just, that's a KCBC situation. Keep cashing them checks.
You know what I mean? I'm still on tour. You know what I mean? I just ain't making no new music. We have seen all the Aaron Donald highlights that we are going to remember.
Some truth to that. There's some truth to
that. Nova's still here with a super chat. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Why will Lamar return to a team who doubts him?
Come on, Nova.
Because they offer him the biggest check today. It is what it is. Every team doubted you, technically, if you don't get the money that you want. He's going to go whoever gives him the biggest money.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you think they doubt him?
He would. I mean, there's
No. Yeah. Like Nova Stone, what would he think that the Ravens doubt him? I was talking to Tony before you two got into the stream. And I was saying to Tony that what is reported out there that the Ravens contract that they offered Lamar was essentially 1 year less average salary with more guarantees last August, right? The assumption is the Ravens had gone up from that, right? Because they had kept negotiating. But
it's more than what Hurts got.
Not on average per year.
Right.
But more on guarantees. And Lamar did not want that. And I was telling Tony, it's if teams know that part, right? And the assumption is the Ravens has offered more than that because that was last August. Teams probably are looking into it right now. It's so he really just wants that fully, right? And now you had 3 quarterbacks. And I know people are yeah, but Wilson is not Lamar. Okay, Kyler Murray is not Lamar. Fine. But Jalen Hurts right now went to a Super Bowl, also was on the road to be an MVP before he got hurt, right? And you can compare him very similar last year to how Lamar has played, right? And the Ravens still last year were basically offering this year's contract, right? So my assumption is the Ravens are offering Curry a little more than whatever he got, and he still hasn't agreed to that deal. I can see teams being discouraged by that. But what do you guys think?
We ain't gonna know nothing until after the draft, really. I think that's when this whole thing is gonna kind of start here. What is it? 5 years, $255 million over that. So technically an average of 51, but I don't know what games they playing with the cap because I don't think much more.
Have you seen his cap numbers through the first 4 years of this deal?
I was looking for them. They're not on spot.
Heard it's flexible, right? That's what I heard.
So Schefter tweeted it. I don't know, Sonny, if you can pull it up, but pull up Schefter's tweet on Jalen Hurts' contract. But I don't think I think within the first 3 years of a 5-year extension, so it's this year plus 5 more, so it's 6 years technically. He doesn't have a cap hit over $20 million.
Kicking the can down the road. Yeah,
I mean,
that makes sense. They did the restructures before they had to do them. What is the signing bonus for this?
The signing bonus was low. I think it was only $20 million.
20 million.
Does he have like yearly signing bonuses?
I think it's one of those like roster bonuses that kick in. So like again, you look at the Joe Burrow deal coming up that could potentially happen because of this. Yeah, I think, boy, you should probably structure it the same way, right? Where you just, you put those massive. I mean, I haven't seen the exact contract numbers if they're all out yet.
Here's the 2023 6.15, 2024 13.56, 2025 21.77, 2026 31.77.
Right. The last 2 years of that deal have to be like $60 and $70 million cash.
Has to be, insane.
Yeah. In order for it to get to 255. So if you're the Bengals, you probably have to be thinking, we need to do a very similar thing here where we need to just push the money to the end. Because let's be honest, when it gets to year 4 and year 5 of Jalen Hurts' contract, they're either going to want to do one of two things. Either one, he hasn't lived up to the contract, so see ya. Or number two, he has lived up to the contract, so let's get him another one and kick the can again, right? His cash flow is fine. He gets the cash up front, but the salary cap thing doesn't go. And you do just like the Saints did with Drew Brees. Kick the can as far as you can, when they retire, okay, we got to eat the cap space now.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. And the Ravens should probably try to do the same thing with Lamar. The question with Lamar is, seems like he wants more guarantees up front.
But
obviously,
don't you think this kind of hurts that? Because no pun intended, hurts that. Because technically Jalen Hurts is a similar quarterback to Lamar Jackson, right? And he's been to a Super Bowl. So, and he was an MVP candidate. So it's like him getting $179 million guaranteed compared to Watson getting the $230. I don't think he's sniffing that. I mean, honestly, I would be like, look, Jalen Hurts just went to a Super Bowl, something that you've never done. He was an MVP candidate. He possibly wins it if he doesn't get hurt. And, he's a running quarterback. So it's like that's the perfect person for the Ravens to look at and say, hey, you want 180? That's all you're getting. Like, we're not going to the 230, 220 million matching point.
I don't know. I think I think you could say that if you're coming from a more, like, if you're trying to go from like the Ravens point of view, but like, I don't think a lot of us feel like if you swapped out those two quarterbacks, the Philadelphia Eagles would be a better team.
Yeah. The only thing is like I think a lot of us are caught up in what Lamar was in 2019. Like when you look at the last 2 years for Lamar Jackson, he hasn't been like Lamar 2020 was pretty close to 2019. Lamar 2021, 2022 was not close to him in 2019. So that's the only thing. I feel like that's where the Ravens are coming from as well, is like, you haven't been that same Lamar in quite some time.
Yeah, I understand that that's going to be their argument, but it's also like, because he did do that in 2019, that's always going to be in your mind that that's what he's capable of.
Sure.
That doesn't go away.
I think the one thing that really hurts Lamar, if there's anything that hurt Lamar in this deal, I think it's the guarantees. It's the amount of guarantee that he got. Look, if Lamar wants to set this precedent that I want to be closer to Watson, right? Every new contract that comes in that's not even close to what Watson got is like, sorry, that's like just crazy outlier thing. We're not doing crazy outlier contract. And you got to.
I tweeted after the contract that this helps Lamar if Lamar wanted a little bit more average per year, right?
Yeah.
Like he can say, well, he got 51. Can I get, I don't know, 52?
It'd be interesting too, like who's going to be the first quarterback, because this hasn't happened yet. Most of the guys is like, there's Kyler Murray, who not everybody is really sold on. Like, who's going to be the first of this crop of quarterbacks that we're sold on, like from Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and after that were first round picks that gets paid, because that's going to be the difference maker, right? Jalen Hurts, at the end of the day, he's a really good story. He's a really good quarterback, but since he's a second round pick, that changes how much people like really believe in him, because still people have these serious questions about him, similar to how we still are like, with Dak, right?
Yeah, but
we don't feel like Dak's deal really affects anybody else other than Dak because we just don't see them in that way. Jalen Hurts is really good. Even when we're talking about Jalen Hurts getting the MVP, we're not like Jalen Hurts is just so dominant he's got to be the MVP. We're saying Jalen Hurts has to be the MVP because look what the Eagles are doing.
I don't disagree with you, but I think the problem is it looks like the league doesn't look at Lamar that way either.
It depends. The league, 30 teams cannot look at him that way. Yeah. Is there one that does? Because it's clear that the players look at him like that. It's clear that there are a lot of people in the media that still look at him like that. I don't think it would be as rare that one owner looks at him like that versus with Jalen Hurts, where that's just not the view of him. So that's what remains to be seen with him and with this whole situation, because again, it's easy to get under 200 if you're not one of those two dudes. But if Joe Burrow comes in at under 200, if Justin Herbert comes in at under 200 guaranteed, okay, now they've put their foot down. That battle's over.
Yeah, I think Herbert does. I don't think Burrow does. I think Burrow's going to be over, but I think Herbert for sure. I think
if one comes in under, it'll be a technicality. It'll be Burrow because Burrow might get a shorter deal with guarantees for that percentage because they have a different situation that they're trying to work around there in Cincinnati. Not saying because they can't afford it. They just don't have the liquid money because a lot of their money is wrapped up in owning the Bengals, that they would have to do it on a shorter term deal to give them the money that they want.
Do we think Herbert would get more than Hurts?
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
he's only won one playoff game. This kid just took his team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
he
did.
He balled out though.
He balled out. But when we talk about the Eagles, we're talking about like 13 other dudes on that team that we felt like were also.
Yeah, but I think we're taking away from Jalen Hurts and what he did this season, because the previous season everybody was like, oh, they're going to replace Hurts and this and that. He goes on to have an MVP season to take his team to the Super Bowl. I mean,
I agree with you, Ace.
The other guys, like if you've never, like Justin Herbert gets to the playoffs, right? Ends up losing to the Jags. Like Justin Herbert hasn't won a playoff game at all. Like this other guy has actually done it. I get he had a good team around him, but no one was talking about Jalen Hurts a year ago. Now he's signing.
Do you think the Eagles are not just as good, if not better, if they have Justin Herbert? Because I think a lot of people feel that way.
I mean, possibly, but just because, like, when I look at the Chargers, it's not like they don't have a talented team. Like,
yeah, they're not lacking. We keep talking about team, but this is an individual reward, is your contract. So it's about individualness. Like, do you think that Justin Herbert is a better player?
Jalen Hurts had a crazy season last year. Like, I mean, he is a guy that runs the ball. He does a lot of things in that aspect of the game. Like, it's not like he wasn't involved in the plays themselves. It's almost like a Lamar Jackson situation from a usage standpoint. So he's a huge part of the Eagles offense. So I can't say if you put Jalen Hurts in an offense that runs the ball, that it's going to be the same result. He's a good player, but he might not even fit the offense for real.
Yeah.
I think that there's a difference in perception with Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert. And then also like with a guy like Joe Burrow.
But Q, I don't even think it needs to be like that they need to be thought of on different tiers or whatnot. Just, a lot of the time what happens with these quarterback deals is if you're even perceived as being close to the other guy, you just because you're next, you go high.
The question with the quarterback, if you pay them or not, is are they good enough to keep?
Yeah.
That's different than if they are better. But if you do think somebody is at a different tier where you think, hey, Jalen Hurts, is Jalen Hurts at that tier of, hey, if we have a great team, he can get us there. Yep. Or is he at, we can get there because we have Jalen Hurts? I feel like the Chargers feel like we are close to the playoffs because we have Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Not the other way around. And that's ultimately going to change that guaranteed number from going from really good to unprecedented. When you feel like that guy is the reason that you can achieve anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's just what the difference is there.
Okay. So David Minor here says, Tony, assuming the rumors are true, would you trade 17 and 32 and next year's first to Houston for number 2? I haven't heard that rumor. Do you have heard that rumor, Tony?
Well, the rumor is that now that the Panthers are essentially locked into Bryce Young. That the Houston wants out. Houston wants out at 2. That's the rumor. So the question is, would I want the Steelers to go all the way up there?
Lovie Smith gave them that precedent of winning that last game and moving to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't get Bryce Young.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're out. They're out. They want out of that pick. I think they. I don't think they want to. First of all, I don't think they want to go down to 17. So I don't think they'd want to do it. Period. But let's say
to the Colts, right? That's probably the Colts who will say, "Let me go to 2 and get CJ."
Well, who's at 3?
Well, Arizona's at 3. So
yeah, you wouldn't have to move.
You shouldn't.
Yeah,
if the Texans are so disgusted by CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson that they want to trade out from 2, they're not taking the quarterback.
No, I know. But the idea here is,
I feel like that's a smokescreen.
Atlanta can go to 2, right?
I think they're trying to convince New England, Atlanta, Oakland, or whatever, Vegas, one of these quarterback needy teams to go up to 2 and get Stroud. Yeah, that's what this is about. Now, do I want the Steelers to go to 2 to get Will Anderson? No. I'd like them to go to 9 to get Jalen Carter, but I'm not going to 2.
Okay. You like Will Anderson? I mean, Will Levis? Oh, Will Anderson?
Yeah. Let me go up to 2 and get Will Levis.
Somebody please do it.
Rank the defense. Mine, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Baltimore.
I wouldn't put
crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put any of those in that order.
Yeah. Me neither.
I wouldn't put Cincy at 1.
I would probably put Baltimore at 1, just based off of what I've seen with them at post Roquan. And Kyle definitely did some things.
Are we ranking off of 2022? Like,
I think off of what you saw in 2022, what they've added thus far.
Oh yeah, the Browns have to be at 4. We're factored in 2022.
Because I remember going to bat for the Ravens. I was in the Bills space. This was before we played them, and the Bills were like, "Oh, we're the number 1 defense," and this and that. I was like, you guys aren't better than Baltimore since they got Roquan. And they were like, oh. And then I looked at the numbers since then, and it was crazy. That Ravens defense was crazy at the end of the season.
I'm interested, though, with Baltimore. Their secondary.
Yeah, the secondary is Marlon Humphrey had a bounce back year, though, right?
Yeah, he played better. He played way better.
He hasn't been like what he was like 2021
couple years ago. Yeah, he's not.
He played
2021 wasn't good. That's when Chase got
it. But the year before was not good. But last year, I thought he played excellent.
What year did he choke Odell Beckham? Because he was a beast.
18.
He choked Odell Beckham. He was
amazing.
He was on demon time.
Is there going to be a question about like corners? Like, are they now like running backs where they have these short lifespans where like they're like top corner in the league for like 2 years and they just disappear? Like James Bradbury a year ago was like one of the better corners, and then he got cut by the Giants. It's like what's going on with the corner position that these dudes are only hot?
It always happens like that, bro. Even when Revis was there, it was like he had like a 3-4 year run and then he was getting toasted. It just always happens like that.
It's at the point where I'd rather just be a really all right corner, because the all right corner seems to stay there forever. But the great corner, the hot corner, like, I'm so scared for Sauce Gardner, because he is hot right now. And he got like 4 more years left on that deal. I'm like, man, I know how this goes. Jalen Ramsey, they done did it to him. Like, there is just a curse with being the best corner in the NFL, because you like that. Like, you don't ever just get to be cool.
And you get like a target on your back because it's like, oh, he only had 30 yards against this dude. So then everybody's trying to score on him. Mm-hmm. Everybody's trying to catch that player slipping.
Everybody running routes real hard against you.
Yeah. Speaking of the Ravens defense, is there? So I heard a rumor, Sonny, that that PQ might be on the block.
That's been the rumor since the start of the offseason. The rumor is that he played way better when Roquan got there, right? Like, he did really
obviously.
Good.
Yeah.
So they were saying
once they needed him less.
So they were saying that they're not sure if they want to pick up the 5th-year option.
No.
So if somebody was willing to give up them like a second, they could.
A second?
Again,
ooh.
So again, the other thing is,
the second you traded for Roquan Smith was the second you gave up on the 5th-year option.
Yeah,
you extended him. Yeah,
I will actually, like, it all depends. Like, if Lamar's back and you think you have a roster to push for a Super Bowl, I almost be willing to say, you know what, keep him because this year he's cheap, and then next year if he leaves and you and he balls out and he gets a bunch of money, we might get a third for him, a fourth for him, and a compensatory pick. I don't know, but yeah, that's a rumor. That is a rumor that's been there for months.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Lamar gonna reunite the homegirls in Baltimore versus Marlowe. I'm not even sure what that means, but
I'm assuming. Hold on, because there is the other rumor that we haven't discussed with Baltimore.
What?
That Lamar gave the Ravens an ultimatum and said, if you want me to sign this contract, I need Odell and I need D-Hop.
Yeah.
And we are 50% of the way there.
One rumor that Tony
that's super
about
random.
Tony talked about it on the show. He mentioned the Jalen Carter thing, and I saw that come out this week about the Pittsburgh trading up with Chicago, for Jalen Carter.
Yep. Yeah, that's why. That's the only reason the Steelers will move up in this draft is for Carter, in my opinion. Yeah. People talk about trading up for Paris Johnson and stuff. I don't see it. I think if the Steelers trade up, it's because Jalen Carter fell and they went up to get him.
Last time y'all traded up to the top 10, it worked out.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great moment in Steeler history, and I cherish it. Yeah.
Y'all drafted the dude from Georgia. What was his name? Jarvis
Jones. Yeah.
Jarvis Jones.
I was upset, dog. Like young me was furious that the Steelers got Jarvis Jones because I wanted Jarvis Jones so bad.
I thought he was gonna be good.
And then he got to the NFL. You're like, yo, he don't look like.
He can't move. Yeah, the problem is he's a big boy, and he's a big boy who can't move.
It's like, oh, this looks much different than it did at Georgia.
Yeah.
Turner here said Hurts is now under contract for 6 years to 59, which is 43 per. Daniel Jones is 40 per. Nothing makes sense. It does because Hurts is still under contract on a very cheap deal.
Yeah, it's an extension, so it's 5 years, 250. Yeah,
exactly. Daniel Jones had no contract, so
Daniel Jones is crazy. Giving Daniel Jones $40 million a year is crazy. I'm sorry. I
need all GMs to agree to this. If you not gonna give him the 5th-year option, do not get fooled when he has a decent year at the end of it. Like you obviously knew it wasn't what it was, and then you see a little bit, you're like, "Ooh, gotta keep him." You don't gotta keep him. You can let Daniel Jones hit free agency, dog. Yeah. You won't regret it. Like if you don't think he's good enough for the 5th-year option, I don't care what he do in that 4th year. You made the choice to let him go. Let him go. Don't wrap yourself up in that. You know what I mean? Is that what happened with the Ravens and Joe Flacco? No, Joe Flacco wasn't the 1st-round pick, was it?
It was a 1st-round pick. There was no 5th-year option. Flacco wanted more money, and the Ravens said, "This is how much we're gonna pay you."
And it's different when you win the Super Bowl versus we got to give him it because he won a playoff game. But like you imagine, like what if Baker Mayfield's career was the same except for you swap 2021 for 2020, and all of a sudden, we got to keep him now. It's the same dude. He's still Daniel Jones. He did not turn a quarter.
Daniel Dimes.
That's just a crazy contract to give out. You literally acknowledge that you don't believe in him, and then the team got better around him and won almost in spite of him at times. And now you're like, well, we gotta give him 45. You don't gotta give him anything.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Let somebody else do that. Like
for real.
Would have somebody else even have done that? Like
I don't think so. I think somebody would offer him in the high 30s. 35, 38.
I even think that's even ridiculous for Daniel Jones.
Especially if you don't offer him a guarantee.
You know where he could have went? He could have went to the Saints and replaced the role that they got the
Do you know how much they're paying Derek Carr though?
No, not Derek Carr. Right? What's the dude they got rid of kick returns?
Tyson Hill.
Oh, Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Yeah. That's the future I see for Daniel Jones. Better than Taysom Hill plays.
That's amazing. I actually like that comp. That's a good comp.
Ravens here for Noah Stone. Ravens construct a bad roster, no stars or wide receivers.
They got one wide receiver now.
He'll be good now, man.
Yeah, I mean, like he's a star, no doubt. But like, is he like a gas giant at this point? You know what I mean? Is it a red dwarf? You know, is that about to turn into a black hole?
I hope so.
Viking says, can we get a new intro song this season? If not, then it's cool. Thanks for the work you put in, guys. We need to get a whole new intro.
Yeah. I was a lot of guys not in that intro anymore. Lamar might be one of them. Lamar's the last one standing.
Is that intro still got Baker Mayfield in it?
It does.
Yes.
It has Ben throwing to
Baker.
Claypool. I mean, you want to know the most hilarious clip in there? It's Ben throwing a touchdown pass to Claypool. I mean,
Claypool.
Maybe we just don't need to put plays in it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's ended poorly every time.
It has.
Yeah. People also forget that whatever extension Burrow gets is effectively a 2 years longer than it says. 4th year, and the 5th year option. Yep. That's exactly what the
5th year option goes away though if they resign him.
Extension, it's 4. It's all 4.
Yeah.
You can't get no extension off the 5th year option.
You don't get the 5th year option.
The 5th year option is the extension.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you guys think there will be any Burrowhead reference at the draft? No.
Is the draft in Kansas City?
No.
Oh, it is in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
Nah.
If Travis Kelce's, are you kidding me? Okay, I'll play.
Oh yeah, it may be by the Kansas City. Yeah, it may.
Yeah. If it's in Kansas City, so they're gonna have someone's gonna be on there like Travis Kelce. I mean, Travis Kelce be on there, and he will make a Burrowhead reference.
He will
for sure.
Okay.
They're gonna have a live 1 hour episode of the Kelsey Brothers podcast because boy, oh boy, that was the longest week of my life. Did you know they have a podcast for like every media? So like, I get it. They have a podcast. They're funny.
The funny thing was when they tried to name all of the coaches, like all of the.
That's so good.
Oh, were they trying to name?
I'm with them though. I didn't know who some of those guys.
I didn't know
I was like, who the hell? This guy's a coach?
Yeah.
By the way, you saw your boy as a ball boy, Tony?
Yeah. I didn't see the. I saw you post the video. I haven't watched the. I seen the pictures of him, but I didn't see the video.
Ooh.
I could hear the effervescence in the background of that picture.
Ace, how would you like Emmanuel Forbes at 28?
Oh, I would love Emmanuel Forbes at 28. You guys already know. I was on Forbes a couple months ago, so I would love Forbes at 28.
Cleveland over under 12 wins. Garrett will get the defensive player of the year. Over under 12 wins.
Hard to say, man. The draft hasn't even happened yet.
What do you think their over under is? Their over unders are out. What do you think their over under is?
Let's be real though. Nothing the Browns do in the draft is going to change what you think they're going to do win total.
That is true because it's third round.
I think Vegas right now has over under on the Browns at.
Is that like 8.5 or 9.5?
No, I think 10.5.
What's that 8?
If it's not 8.5,
it was like 8 a couple weeks ago.
Is it 8?
No,
like
I don't think it's 8.
actually.
No, I think it's 9. I think it's 9. I saw it at 9. Hold on, I'm checking now.
Tony would know better than me.
Yeah, I saw it at 9. I've seen it at 9 and 8.5. Yeah.
This
is what Google says.
Yeah, Steelers are at 8.5. Browns are at 8.5. Ravens are at 9, which is crazy because, by the way, if you think Lamar is re-signing, bet the over. If you think he's not re-signing, I mean, hammer the under. And then the Bengals are at like 11, I think. Hold on, I'm checking. Yeah, I told you guys. I already played
the only reason the Bengals over under is it 10.5 or 11.5.
I'm checking. By the way, I do have a future on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. I don't know if I said that previously.
Because like Bengals, I could see 10 and 11 wins for them.
Yeah.
Okay. But Browns are at 9.
Most consistent team in the North.
Yeah. Browns are at 9.
Yeah.
Bengals are at. This is at the book that I use. Browns are at 9. Bengals are at 11.5. Okay. Baltimore Ravens are at 8.5. That went down. I saw it at 9 earlier. That's the Odell Beckham effect.
We will have to wait the other game.
And Steelers are at 8.5 now. 8.5.
I mean, I would probably take the over just based on Deshaun Watson playing better. I'd probably take the over.
Of 9.
That Steelers 8.5 over under is very interesting.
Yeah, no, it's just like, do you think is this the year they go over?
8? I think that's easy money. I think the Steelers could go over 8 easily just because we've seen this before with Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin does not go below 8 wins.
Yeah, Tomlin's not going below 8, man.
But 8 is under 8.5.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You think they're going to go 8 and 9? They went 9 and 8 last year.
But that's betting on one possibility out of like 7 of them that you don't think is going to happen, right? Because you don't think he's going to get like 7 wins. So you probably have to take the over.
Right.
Yeah. Professor Chaos here says Orange. The only time the Browns got more than 12 wins was 19 That's not true.
No, that might be true.
The Browns weren't. The last time the Browns were like really good was what, in the 80s, and they didn't play 16 games.
Yeah, it was 14 games back then. Yeah, it was only 14 games.
Yeah, they only played 14 games back then. So I think they were like 11 games.
They were balling back then in that time.
I know, but my point is not that
they won a couple playoff games.
I know you're saying the last time.
Like regular season? Yeah, they've never won 12 games in a regular season.
What?
But if you combine like playoff wins, they got 12 wins in 2020, technically. Yeah, I know it doesn't count.
I think he's talking about
COVID year.
It's real to me.
Some guys, Q. So pumped from the Cavs win. Friday game 3, New York. Friday game 3, New York. Let's go. I gotta have a huge game.
Beat their ass by 20, and Donovan Mitchell didn't have to get over 20. I'm just saying.
Them boys.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that game was over in the third quarter. I turned that on and I turned it right off.
There was what? They made like a little run, and then Darius Garland made like a 3 from like the logo. And I was like, oh no, this is actually a wrap.
Yeah. Yep. Turn the Celtics Hawks, because the Hawks were making a run at the same time the Cavs were pulling away. The Hawks were making a run in that game. That was also a blowout.
The Kings, man, that team. I haven't watched them.
Warriors in trouble, man.
Yeah,
Warriors are in trouble.
Draymond out.
That may be a wrap.
Unless Sabonis doesn't play.
Bengals vibes from the Kings right now, man. I'm not saying they're going to the finals, but they look like a team that's underrated that might catch some people off guard.
Yeah.
Also underrated, Kevin Herbert, dog.
Like, yes, Herbert
always making a big 3. Like, I don't know how many points Kevin Herbert scores, but every time I see Kevin Herbert, he's always making just an annoying 3. Like, always an annoying 3. And like, I live in Atlanta, so like, I see these games a lot. I'm like, yo, they on the ropes. Here comes Kevin Herbert with the annoying 3, and then they traded him. I was like, why would you do that? That. I have a nickname for him. I'm not going to say on air, but that man is cold. Okay. Like,
yeah.
He big shot Rob, but different.
Okay. So let's transition to this before we do our mock draft. We do this every year. We regret it. We do it. Except the players, right? We usually do it more organically, right? We're like, oh, well, hopefully this player doesn't fall to X team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have so many examples, right? I was saying, like, I remember saying Frymouth. I wanted him to be a Raven. I didn't want him to be anywhere else. Boom, went to see. I wanted Wilson, right? Ace has said before, like, said he wanted Wilson too.
You wanted T. Higgins too in the mock draft.
Yeah. And JOK and a couple. What is the players that we do not want to slide to the other team? Like, I will start with this. I would not want the Steelers to get either Carter or any other good D-line or O-lineman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Jalen Carter for me, for sure. I mean, based off of how Will Anderson is, I mean, he visited the Seahawks today. I don't know what that means. I wouldn't want Will Anderson there either.
Will Anderson fell to 9? Oh, my goodness gracious.
See, I'm fine with that. I don't know what it is, but like, I just can't get myself excited about Will Anderson like everybody else is.
I'm with you, Q. I'm with you.
Like, I don't know why. I was
arguing with fellow Bengals fans. I was like, he's not.
I just can't do it.
He's not Myles Garrett prospect level. He's not Chase
Young
prospect level.
I don't want to go hot take on it because like I don't also feel like I watch like enough Will Anderson to have like a great opinion on it. But it's just usually dude like Will Anderson, I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's not like a freak athlete.
Games. Yeah, he's not the freak. So my take on
not
him
a freak. Yeah.
And then like when I watched Alabama this year, and it was probably because Alabama just wasn't that good this year for Alabama standards.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't like.
Did you see his
dominate the game like I kind of
his tape against Darnell, bro? Darnell shut him down.
Shut him down.
Did not do anything.
He had some games this year where he was. Yeah.
He's like a top 5 pick, but he's not a top 2. Like Myles Garrett and Chase Young coming out, it was like, yeah, dog, you might want to take both of them number 1. Like, you don't look at Will Anderson and be like, yeah, I'm taking him number 1 or number 2. Like, you'll take him top 5, but not 2.
I saw that the kid from Texas Tech, they're talking about him being the first edge rusher.
I did hear that. That's been happening a lot.
He is a freak athlete. He's
a freak, bro.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen him at all. Like I know Will Anderson because I watched a little bit Alabama tape. I was watching the corner week, so I was watching some Alabama tape. And
how many Alabama edge rushers have been good? Sonny, I know you know the answer to this because y'all took Tim Williams. How many edge rushers from Alabama have been good?
Tim Williams was a third-round pick for us. I don't
really count Jonathan Allen because he kind of plays inside.
Yeah, no, he's an inside guy.
Yeah, even though Jonathan Allen was like the third pick in the draft, though, right?
No. He was like 15.
Oh no, he went late. He went late.
I wanted him that year. We took John Ross. That's another story. We took John Ross over Jonathan Allen.
That was a bad draft to take John Ross.
That was a horrible draft.
Like there's some drafts where you can make a mistake in the top 10. That was not.
That was not it. I didn't like the.
You are the team that made the mistake in the top 10. Like that's how good that top 10 was.
I did not like the Ross pick from the get-go. And then, once the guy's on your team, you kind of have to cheer for him. So I was like, all right. At least
but boy, he one drop pass away from being like, see, I knew we should have got this bum. Sonny was living that life with, what was his name? The other Brown, AJ Brown. Every time Hollywood Brown had one of the Pookie Brown games, he would come in here like, we got the wrong one. We should have got AJ.
God wish, man. Yes. Anyway, so for me, for the Steelers will be that. That will be the pick. And I'm going with the Steelers first because they're the first team of all four of us that picks.
And we got 2 opportunities at it, too.
And you had 2 opportunities. Any other pick for the Steelers that you guys will not want?
Oh, I don't want anybody in this division to get Osagun Oluwatimi because I think he'll be really good. Well, who doesn't have a center?
We might upgrade a center, but we're looking more at the guy from Ohio State. Weipel.
Yeah, they got Linderbaum. We got Teddy Karras.
I think you can get him in like the 3rd or 4th round, and I think he'll start for you for like 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, interior of the O-line, I'm not sure the Steelers are going to look there. I mean, they have – well, I shouldn't say they have looked there, but they've looked more at guys like John Michael Schmidt, Whippler, I think is his name, from Ohio State.
Not the
them to get Darnell.
Cyrus Torrance.
Anybody looking at Cody Pouch?
I don't want them to get Darnell because I want Darnell.
You want Darnell you think Darnell's – because I was going to say Darnell at 28. I wouldn't want to see that. But then, okay, if you're going to get draft Darnell, what you got to trade Jonah.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah's done, man.
Yeah, done.
Jonah's done. Jonah's
getting traded? Like, is he getting traded between now and Thursday?
They have not even said Jonah's our right tackle. They've said it's going to be a battle at right tackle. They haven't come out like usually in the past when people were like, oh, are you going to move Jonah to the right tackle? They would come out and say, Jonah's our left tackle. They have not mentioned him as the right tackle. They've said that Jackson Carmer is going to get a shot. They said that Cody Ford is going to get a shot. And Jonah hasn't shown up to camp. So it's not like guaranteed that it's Jonah's spot. Now, you would expect him to because he's a first-round pick.
Right.
You expect him to go in and win that spot. But they're not saying right now that it's Jonah Williams.
Somebody mock actually the Ravens for the right.
Isn't it?
Really?
Isn't it like ironic that a team that has Orlando Brown Jr. is now the team that's like trying to convince another left tackle to play right tackle? But they just signed the guy that's like never going to do that, by the way.
Right. No, he literally that's his thing. It's like I will
that's
never
his thing.
play
It's
right
like
tackle.
He will never play. Yeah,
my dad told me never to do that.
I just feel like if you're gonna draft right, I mean, you can't have Lyle Collins and Darnell Wright and Jonah Williams all in the same. It doesn't make any sense.
But the thing is, so Lyle is hurt.
Lyle
is hurt, so he's recovering from the knee injury. Then Jonah's only here for this year, so Jonah's going after next season.
And Lyle can be cut next year too.
Here's the thing with Lyle. Here's the interesting thing. Technically, you can keep Lyle because the way his contract is set up, that he gets paid per game that he plays. So with him having the injuries and probably not coming back to week 8, week 9, it's not going to cost you that much. Now, Jonah's going to cost you $12 million. That's why I think that they would trade Jonah in the event that they ended up getting the tackle. But I don't think you're getting it. If Jeff Okudah is going for a 5th round pick, like Jonah's probably going for a 7th, dog. Next season. Next season. Not even this season.
Tony.
Yes.
How many sick days you think like Bengals employees be getting? Because like Mike Brown don't pay nobody to be at home.
Okay, so for the Bengals, who's that play? I agree, right? I same with the Steelers. I don't want anything that will make that O-line better. Nobody. Yeah. Wright is a good player. I actually saw Wright playing for a little bit. But forget about right. Anyone that makes that
Juwan Jones, you guys don't want to see 2 380 tackles. It's like the opposite of Q's fantasy last year with the D tackles. 380-pound tackles at right tackle and left tackle.
Big boy.
Look, I got one draft directive. I'm like, you know what? This draft stinks so much in the back end. Just draft dudes that are long and have the potential to be strong, or strong and have the potential to be long. Like, you know what I mean? Just draft body types, and then hopefully something works out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm not entirely sure who the Bengals, like what positions they're looking for. I know that I've heard they're looking at edge. If there's an edge, I don't want them to take. Edge. Nolan Smith. Let's not. I like
Raven.
Smith.
Let's be a Raven.
No. I wouldn't like him not to be a Raven as well. I like BJ Ojolari. I would like him to not see him on an opposing team. And then obviously you guys know how much I like Brian Branch. I don't know if that seems like it could be a Raven style pick too.
He got mocked to the Bengals, and some mock person that had the most accurate 5-year average. Brian Branch.
Really?
Can we predict the wide receiver that the Ravens will draft? Like,
it's Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt.
No, please,
it's Jalen Hyatt. And you know what's funny about that, Q?
I would just
Archer
out.
I can't wait till we get to the Ravens because I got a guy that I don't want.
Oh man, no, not Hyatt.
Like, is that the most Ravens wide receiver draft?
It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable pick. I love it already.
I actually got a comment on one of my videos today, like, "Hey, how about Hyatt for the Ravens in the first round?" I'm like, if it is the third.
I mean, just throw him out there and run go routes. It's like having Mike Wallace.
I would also be like, for the Steelers?
No,
Jonathan Mingo's a dude that they get their hands on.
I love that. They're Jonathan Mingo.
So Sonny, I will say
he's
this:
too similar to George Pickens.
The last guy that it wasn't Lamar, but the last guy that had 1,000 yards receiving, it was Mike Wallace, bro. So all Mike Wallace did was run go routes.
Mike Wallace.
Oh my God, I forgot they had Mike Wallace on the team.
Yeah,
but
is that their last 1,000-yard wide receiver?
Before Hollywood, it was Mike. It was Mike.
Oh, before.
Wallace.
You know who I would want to see the Ravens take? I want it badly. I want them to take Zay Flowers to see Sonny's reaction.
Okay.
Zay Flowers is a dog. Okay. You don't want Zay Flowers?
No.
He's like 5'6". You know Sonny's type of wide receiver.
Listen, I do want a big body receiver, but Zay Flowers, he is a dog.
He's a dog.
My hope is Zay Flower can be a Steve Smith. Like, I will be disappointed because of his stature, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, but if he plays with Steve, look, at the same time, Quinn Johnson, which is a guy that body type I love, but he does not play. Like, if Quinn Johnson played like Zay Flower, this dude would be like top 5 can't miss.
You know who I don't want you to get, Sonny?
Who?
It's a shocker. Bijan Robinson. I do not want to see that man in the Ravens.
I don't want him on the Bengals either, by the way. That's an outside the box pick, but I don't want that either. Because we're going to talk about that today.
We're not talking about the fact that the Eagles could very easily get Bijan Robinson on their team.
I don't know how he's going to do it.
I kind of hope they do it, though. 10's too early. I hope they do it.
No. They could get him at 30 and get like Jackson Smith and Jigba at 10.
I feel like the Ravens are in that range where they technically could get Bijan. Like, he might be like right there for them.
I don't want it.
I mean, this guy stinks. What's stopping them from trading up from 30?
Sonny, have you watched Bijan?
Me?
I watched him, but still, I don't.
What?
You watched Bijan?
What?
Yeah.
Look, no, Bijan's the best running back prospect.
I've watched that man carry the whole city of Austin, Texas on his back, and he was the only thing worthwhile on that team.
Yeah. I think we could use other positions more.
All I would say is his line's not even good. If you guys get Bijan, guess what my running back ranking would be? You guys will be up there. You guys will be
up there. You gonna put him above Nick Chubb?
You could go and pack his bags immediately.
Nick Chubb's washed now. Washed.
What evidence?
Washed. I mean, my God.
1,500 yards.
Been through the laundry twice at this point. All right. Another guy I don't want to see. I don't want to see Jackson Smith and Jigba on anybody's team. So I forget.
Especially the Ravens. Especially the Ravens.
Yes. Well, they won't because he's too much like Bateman. He's like Bateman.
No, he's good. They're not going to draft him.
Bateman.
Okay. That was my comp. I said in one of my videos when I did Jigba, I said I love him. He is basically a made player already. I actually think what you see you're gonna get. You know, a lot of these players you project, he could be this, he could be the floor is this. I think the floor for him is very high. and the ceiling is very close to the floor. I think he is what he is at this point.
Yeah. Most people expect him to be a slot receiver, though. Like, you guys don't. Bateman's not a slot, right?
No, he's not. He's not.
So, JSN, I wouldn't like that.
Look, I actually think a player that they talk a lot to, and I want to love him, and I already talked about it, is Quinn Johnson. They talked to him pre-draft. They brought him in. No, look, I
don't know. I don't know about
body
that. If you like, how you feel about Tank Dell? You like him, I love him. Never mind.
No. The film does not. The film of him.
Tank Dell is crazy. It's just
he fit right in with those old guys back there. You know what I mean?
Third round, I'm okay with him. But in the
second round, get a 30-year-old.
We don't have a second round.
Johnston, man, I don't know.
The thing with Quinn Johnson is his floor is low.
Yeah,
low. He has upside, but he will be a receiver that frustrates me because he has the same traits that I told my Ravens guy about Tony's boy, Mapletron. He does not play big.
Yeah,
this dude is huge, but he plays like he's Safe Flowers stature, right? Versus Safe Flowers plays more like he is Quinn Johnson stature. That's the problem that I have with
get Safe Flowers some stilts, and you'll be all right.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of D-Hop noise for the Ravens, right? There's a lot. Like, you go to Ravens Twitter, it's like all over the place. And I think the Ravens haven't made this trade. This is horrible, but I think they haven't made the trade because of Quinn Johnson. I think if Quinn Johnson is there, yeah.
Oh, so they could they got to convince.
You just Lamar. Get Mingo later, can't you?
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Imagine if that's really what it is, and they got to go and convince Lamar Jackson. Hey, man, I know you wanted DeAndre Hopkins, but we got you Quinn Johnson at the house. You know what I mean? Like,
he might be okay with that, right?
Have you guys heard this? Have you guys heard the Mingo in the first round rumors? Because I've heard a lot of Mingo in the first round.
I've heard a lot of him.
Mingo in the first.
Because of there being so many small stature guys. They're saying
this receiver class sucks. This
receiver
low
class
key.
Is trash,
this receiver class kind of sucks.
I also like the kid.
This is a great draft to draft a wide receiver late.
You said Michael Wilson?
Yeah, from Stanford. I like him. Yeah. He's tall-ish. And Mingo. Look. If you say something, what is the ideal pick? My hope is we can trade for D-Hop and yourself, your receiver. Maybe get another one in the 4th, 5th, whatever, right? And then with that first round pick, I would love Joey Porter Jr. just to stick it to
stay away from that guy as well. I'd like to enjoy his career. I mean, he's probably still going to be the Steelers pick at 17, let's be honest. But
I would love to be a fly on the wall at Joey Porter's house if the Steelers pass on Joey Porter Jr.
Oh, that would be
especially for a corner, right? Imagine
for Banks.
Yeah. Imagine if it's like for Deonte Banks or someone like that.
I like Banks. I said no this on Banks. I like him too.
No, I like Banks too. Yeah.
But
are the Steelers really going to draft a linebacker in the first round after like just going through the Devin Bush experience?
No, we're taking a linebacker.
Wasn't Joey Porter a coach, Tony? Is he still a coach?
Yeah, he used to be a coach in the Steelers, and then he wasn't good.
Him and Hines were out there coaching in the XFL.
The one other guy I do not want to see in this. Well, there's only one team that will take him, but I really don't want the Bengals to take Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs would be sick. Gibbs would be nasty
in that offense where
he was available in the 3rd round.
He's available in the 3rd.
I think
Pro Football Focus. If you slide that slider all the way to PFF, you get some crazy results. Jahmyr Gibbs, positional value in PFF, you get Jahmyr Gibbs.
I've been cheating on PFF. I got a new lady. Her name is SIS.
I see when you've been going all in on SIS lately.
She's pretty good.
I use all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just have no loyalty.
I'm similar to you. Okay,
little next gen stats in there on the side,
Okay, so a couple super chats and let's do this mock. All right. Browns suddenly have the best wide receiving core cast in 6.
The Bengals still have
wide receiving core. Have you seen the Bengals? Yeah, like the Bengals.
Have you seen the Steelers?
Did we move divisions
right now?
Did we move divisions or something like that? Like what happened?
Yeah.
What happened this week? Like nothing happened.
I mean, I told the guys in the chat this week, like the Steelers will have they're going to have 3 1,000-yard receivers before the Bengals do. But, we'll talk about that during the wide receiver show.
The Browns went 12-4 in 1986. That was the last. That was the year the drive happened.
Oh, there you go.
And then they won a couple. What was that? The whole record with the playoffs, though.
No, 12-4. That's 16 games.
16
in 1986.
Yeah. When did they change to a 16-game season? NFL
I thought it was early.
I thought they did it once they changed it from the Central to the North. That's when 16 games.
No. This is before that. The North happened in 2002.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When was the 16 games implemented?
16 games. 1978.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So
the Browns won at least 2 games outside of that. So, if they were 12-4, they probably had a bye. They went 13-5, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is again. They got 12 wins. Last 86, they won 14-48. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, he corrected us though.
And Ty here says, what do y'all think about the rumors about the one falling to pick 60?
If there was only someone that I told people about DeJuan Jones, the stuff that I heard, Patriots took him off the board, him being overweight, him telling guys that he liked basketball more than football.
That was the Orlando Brown thing, right? He went to the 3rd round from the first.
The one thing I'll say about DeJuan, though, is even with all of those red flags, turn his tape on against Georgia.
That's what I'm saying. Like
tape on against Georgia.
He doesn't love football. He's not the only professional football player.
Yeah.
Love football.
I watch that Georgia.
Do you love your job? Like he ain't got to love his job, man. Can he do it? Like that's the question.
I'm a basketball player, by the way, so I know you guys probably saw the viral tweet going around with him doing a dunk.
Yeah, and him loving basketball at 300 and whatever he is, I'm like, nah, man, I can work with that dog. He might be a tight end too. Like,
hey, he can bring them Crocs on to Cincinnati, I think DeJuan is if they let him fall to 60, that is a mistake.
Bo Jackson was a dominant force for the Oakland Raiders, and he was clearly playing football for fun. Sometimes you're just good, dog.
Yes, sir.
Browns are gonna end up with Jack Campbell and Tyler Scott.
That would be scary. Jack Campbell to the Browns would be scary. Tyler Scott too. So if we're talking about the Browns, like somebody falls, I mean, they're talking about Kalijah Cancey. I don't know if the Browns would take him because they might because of Perrion. Kalijah Cancey to the Browns, if he is to fall that far. If you guys didn't know, it's reported today. He himself says that he has been on no top 30 visits.
Yeah, I saw that.
We'll see what happens with Perrion's situation, but if he does not get charged, I would anticipate he probably stays on the team, given who they have at quarterback.
Oh yeah. But have you seen Kalijah Cancey, Quincy?
I've seen a little bit of him.
I would take him over him versus Perrion. I might go Cancey, dog. I'm going Cancey. Cancey is crazy.
I like him. Yeah. I definitely like.
It don't even got to be over Carry-On. You could have them both, or you can get Cancey.
The problem with Cancey is that he's got unbelievable tape, unbelievable athleticism. He has alligator arms. I mean, the man has tiny little.
Look, man, them arms might be small, but are they strong? You know what I mean? Like,
look at Linderbaum.
Yeah, I mean, look, he would be an outlier of the position. If there was ever going to be an outlier of the position, he would be it, right? Based on both film.
The last guy that had incredible tape coming out of Pitt that was a little undersized.
Yeah, right. Well, that helps his cause. I mean, I think that is why he's talked about as being a potential top 10, top 15 pick.
I'll take him at 22.
Cancey?
Why don't we talk about the guys with
at all?
Like
crazy? Why are y'all even teasing me with like Kalijah Cancey? I pick at 72.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there in this draft.
He might be there, dog. Like,
no, not in the 70s. No way.
Stop it.
I'm just visits. No time.
He'll be a first round pick. The no visits thing is weird.
We saw Perrion. Look how long it took for Perrion to go last season.
True.
I think the NFL, because his arms are historically small, I think it's a real thing. And that he's 280, 6 foot. I think there's something there, man. It shouldn't be that way.
We
don't talk about the guys with the 35
when we thought he was a first rounder.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Deontay Smith, how he can't even get on the field with those 35-inch arms.
This could be like another Andrew Billings situation where he was supposed to be a first round pick. He fell to like the fifth.
I think it could be. That's what I remember too. Andrew Billings was another one. And I was sitting there like, what is going on?
Before we keep going, big shout out to Adam Holland, Doug Sula, Luis Cousin, Leo Sell, Ray Rag, and Wesley World. Thank you for being the top tier Patreon. Thank you, and thank you to all the Patreon to support us in that content. Okay, let's do our final mock draft. Final mock draft before the actually draft. We'll be here live. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. We are talking about not coming right at the start of the draft, maybe by pick 5th-ish. So make sure you hit the bell, and that way when we come live, you can join us. Remember what happened last year? I don't know why I have a sneaky suspicion that I'm gonna be the meme this year. But
well, you guys are taking Jalen High. Do you know what number Jalen Hyatt's gonna wear this year? What number do you think Jalen Hyatt?
Unless you guys take like Anton Harrison, then you're gonna be a meme.
No, that pissed me off.
I actually want the Ravens to take a quarterback just because, man, that would be like, you want to talk about absolute chaos.
Ooh, that would be crazy.
Get
Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson to the
like
Ravens.
they trade up with they trade like multiple first-round picks to go up to 2 to get Anthony Richardson with Houston.
That would be crazy.
Imagine.
There's a dark horse in play.
The Ravens draft good though, Sonny. I don't know what you're worried about. They
yeah, exactly.
The Ravens wouldn't draft all the way up to the Ravens are definitely like we might take.
Unless you guys take Keon White. Yeah, it's gonna be
Keon White. Look, by the way, if we do draft an edge, which I'm all in, right? Nolan Smith, whatever.
No.
If we do draft, what does that tell you about Odafe Owe? Right.
Well, you still need another one. I mean, you still need another edge.
Yeah, but you
gotta get some help for him.
No. Wait. You drafted last year the other kid, Ojabo.
Yeah, but you never seen him play.
You barely got to see him play.
But you gotta. So you're going 3 years with a first 2 rounds edge.
Edge by pass rush by committee, Sonny. Remember?
I'm okay with that.
Sonny's back on board.
Okay, let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
I never used this. A listener suggested us to move away from PFF and use them.
Okay.
So let's see how this goes.
Well, Bryce Young hasn't been.
Bryce Young is not going at all.
Hold on. Whoa, what's going on with Bryce Young?
Stop the draft.
Yeah, this is not realistic.
Wait. Bryce Young really hasn't been taken yet?
No.
Should I take?
Ravens got to trade up and get Bryce Young.
Should I? I mean, it seems stupid.
Hey,
you got to draft him.
At 17,
Tony, you love him.
Honestly, I love
him.
So much.
What are the picks, man? Can we see what the picks are?
No, hold on.
We're redoing it?
I needed to see Tony draft another quarterback.
I would have done it.
Is there any kind of harder settings or what, man?
Make sure you do 3 rounds, by the way. Let's not do all 7. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, that's
come on. Can we do 7? Can we do 7? I got most of my
thing doesn't get Bryce Young. Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, let's let Carter fall to 17, please.
Carter already left.
He's gone. Carter's gone.
Wow, that is a very Eagles trade. How about everything next year for 17? Fantastic. They got anything else? Any other trades?
Hey man, you might be able to get Caleb Williams.
That's the exact same trade.
24
and
24,
56.
4th round too.
All right, but it's okay. I mean, it's 2 picks I couldn't use.
Moving back 7 picks.
Move back 7 picks, get an extra pick. All right, let's do it. We'll do it. Move it back. We're moving back in this one. What the hell?
That wasn't a bad haul though.
No, it wasn't bad.
Hey, take Brian Grant.
Take it. Do it.
Do it.
Sonny, you've traded back in every draft we've done so far.
Best available
I don't even have an offer to trade.
Sonny cannot trade back.
You can't trade back. You trade back too often.
Gotta take one.
You guys
telling you right there. That's my worst nightmare.
This is my
worst nightmare. It's my worst Ravens nightmare. Bijan Robinson.
John.
Take Darnell
This is where Sonny overvalues how good Gus Edwards is.
Look. I think if this happens on draft night, I'm like, I'll take Addison. Yeah, whatever. I don't see Zay Flowers. I'll take Zay Flowers before.
Jamar Gibbs is there.
Okay.
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker. Yeah, that's the one.
Jalen Hyatt, there he is, your dog.
No,
I do like Mozzie.
I like Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie Smith is another one I'm considering.
Yeah.
Y'all like Mozzie?
Go ahead and take Brian Brzee, dog.
He's one of those like.
Sign him up.
I'm gonna go with Jordan.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
look at this.
What is this? Okay, so I can get their
That's
entire draft next year. I mean, I think I have to take that just on principle. But no, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, but you're
down
moving
one
back
pick,
to
get
4.
another third to take.
Third. Oh wow.
All right, what's the other one? Okay, that's another like.
Okay,
all right, I'll move down one more pick.
Logic is broken.
Yeah, this trade logic is great. I love it. Okay, I'll move down one more pick. I can still get Brian Branch. This is amazing.
Oh, you got to trade with the Bears.
The Bears want to give me 2 firsts and a second and
this
a third and a fourth.
Yes,
this is broken.
This
no more
is
trades.
amazing.
No more trades.
Wait,
Shut
what's
down
this
the
trade? What's this trade?
Whoever suggested.
Yeah, whoever suggested this
What
for
is
the
going
memes
on?
alone, it's fantastic. I mean, the Bears. What? By the way, that's very realistic. This is the same morons that traded Chase Claypool for 32nd
This
overall.
mock drafts AI is clearly a Steelers fan.
This mock drafts AI is clearly.
Hold on, for 25, I
I
can
get
get
any trade picks.
I can get 2 firsts, a second, and a third, and a fourth for this year's first. I mean,
on top of what you've already accumulated.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to.
No
I'm
more
not. I won't. I
trade.
won't. I'm
We
not
gotta
trading.
shut
I'm not
down the
trading.
trades.
They're right.
All right,
there.
Yeah, now Darnell Wright is a right tackle only, pretty much.
Yep.
Which for the Steelers, Okorafor is the right tackle. You really want to be upgrading over Dan Moore at this point, but you really probably can upgrade over Okorafor. Okorafor is kind of on these 1 year, 1 year deals rolling. I like Darnell Washington a lot. Show me corner. Where's corner? I haven't seen any corners yet. What's corner look like? Just so I know. Ringo. I think DJ Turner's good. Brent, I like. Tyreek Stevenson, the Steelers like a lot.
Dude, look at all these picks here.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be the Tony show today. Can I see D-line?
Yeah.
Brian
Brzee, Smith. Okay, so we only got. I like Dexter. People don't really like Dexter. All right, go back to all. I already took Branch in another draft.
Yeah,
so I don't want to take Branch again. Kind of. All right, let's go Darnell Wright in this one just to be different. Just to be different, I'll take Darnell Wright.
Pass on Bijan. Najee's not working out there.
So this is your pick. AFC.
Are you taking Bijan? I should take
Bijan. Come on home, baby. Oh yeah.
You want me to pick it?
Yes, give me Bijan.
Wait, the Bills took Gibbs over Bijan? What the hell's going on in this draft?
That is crazy.
All right, I'm not taking any draft. I mean, listen, I would love to see what the Bears offered me because they probably offered
ban the chatter that suggests
9 first-round picks for this.
Look at Branches there.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 32, and then I have like 56.
Keely Ringo again.
Damn, this would be a nice ass.
Darnell Washington. Get 2 Darnell DWs.
Yeah, we just load up on offense. Let's go Darnell Washington. Let's go Darnell. I actually think the Steelers should take Darnell Washington now that they've addressed wide receiver.
It would help the run game. It would help the run game.
By the way, we're gonna get Brian Branch with whatever we pick next. Where's our next pick?
He's such a good blocker that it almost justifies it. Like anything you get from him as a receiver is just extra.
I actually think the AI is broken too because Cincinnati was on the clock, no trade offers. Baltimore was on the clock, no trade offers.
It's a Steelers fan.
It's on the clock.
Is a Steelers fan.
Let me give you my whole draft next year.
What's the problem with that?
Tony called this website.
What's the problem with that? I use my burner to send Sonny a message, let him know to use this one.
I think Tony hacked into this.
Yeah.
To the site.
All right. Well, I mean, Trenton Simpson, Jack Campbell are 2 guys the Steelers have looked at already. Jack Campbell would be an interesting pick. That's like he's like what if Robert Spillane were athletic?
It's the only thing you don't like about him.
What about D-line? I think we lost a lot of the good D linemen, right? Yeah. Gervin Dexter, I like corner. Do we lose all the good corners? Ooh. Let me get Let me take DJ Turner.
Damn you, Tony. God,
sorry. I got another pick in 7 picks too. I probably didn't need to do that, especially on this board. More trade offers for the Steelers because the AI is programmed correctly.
Jack Campbell.
Oh, and I still can get Jack Campbell.
And you
all right, we'll go Jack Campbell. Yeah.
Like, what
Holy
is going
crap.
on here?
What a draft. My God.
Nah, we're good on that. We're good. We finally got a offer there, though.
Yeah.
Let me see the corners real quick. All right. Damn, Brent's went already. All right. I do like Tyreek Stevenson, but let's look at D line.
What about edge?
D line was getting a little thin.
Okay, still got some options there. What about tackle? What's that tackle? DeWine, you there? DeWine?
By the time I get up there, it's gonna be nothing but like.
Nope.
Oh man, this is tough. Tyler Sheen is pretty good.
Tyler.
Wow, they got Ryan Hayes at 167. That's the first one I've seen have him high like.
They still got Blake Freeland. I don't like Blake Freeland though. Tight end, please. That's nasty. That's nasty work. Nasty work. Let me see edge real quick.
This is a draft that's good to draft.
At this point, give me Derek Hall, man. Give me Derek Hall. Derek Hall up at Auburn, man. I'll take him.
Hey, man, why we keep having Andre Carter in the top 100 of prospects?
Yeah. I mean, they love this Andre Carter kid. Really
I'm good on Andre, bro. If somebody in this division drafts Andre, I'm gonna.
That's the one where I'm like, look, I understand. You know, he did his service and everything, but I'm not drafted at 72, like 74. What do you mean? Like,
7th round for me, my boy.
He's a Bill Belichick draft, I think.
Well, I mean, Bill's not good at drafting, so yeah.
Yeah, that's
look.
Bill's gonna take him in the first round.
Yeah, let's go defensive line.
Cole Strange last year might be Andre Carter this year.
There's some beef there for you.
Yeah, I already drafted the version of him in 2015. What was his name?
Shelton.
Yeah, Danny Shelton. I've had this experience before. Oh God. All right, go to edge.
If you don't like those options, Q.
Yeah, you want Andre Carter, man.
I like Yaya.
What a great name.
Yaya got good explosion. Yaya was at this. I think Andre Carter and Yaya were at the Senior Bowl, and I was just like, man, there's one guy who looks like he doesn't belong here, but he's not the guy I knew coming into this. Andre was big and slow and not even thick. Wide receiver. Marvin Mims is there. Jonathan Mingo's there.
This is where all the talent's at.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is where I needed to be looking. Some good players.
Ooh, see, I'm torn between Mims and Mingo because Mingo has the body size, but Mims is just really good body control.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can go up and get him. I think he'll be good as an improviser. Let me go Mims. Let me trust what I see.
Mingo, stay there. Oh, Mingo's still on the board. Let's go D-line.
What you got, Allen Robinson?
Hey, man, the next Tyson Alualu.
You got Allen Robinson, man.
There's no way I'm taking Siaki Ika. Again, people kept telling me he's an athletic freak, and I walked. He like runs like a. He just waddles around. Yeah, he's a waddler. Yeah, let's go Gervin Dexter. I'm not going to pass on a guy I really like. By the way, 6 picks in this draft. I mean, incredible.
A+ for Jordan Addison. That was a nice.
You're taking back-to-back? Do it.
Back-to-back.
I love that.
Is Odell's roster spot safe?
Love that. Yeah, exactly. Xavier Hutchinson.
Wait.
Somebody finally.
Hey.
My best kept secret, Tony. Oh, he knows about Hutchinson. God.
Yeah.
I love how they have Siaki Ika this high on the board, but even they know not to get him. Like the AI knows not to
Mike Hilton again. Clark Phillips.
I would have just go Clark Phillips too.
Yeah.
Corner.
Jordan Battle.
There you go. The safety from Bama.
Clark Phillips in this round would be good value though.
Jordan Battle is a nice player, although the Steelers already have a couple of safeties now when they signed the one kid from the Bucks. Carl Joseph? Not Carl Joseph. Who did the Steelers just sign at safety? I can't remember his name now. Let's just go Tyreek Stevenson. We'll double dip at corner. Oh, wait. Oh, Luke Whippler.
Keanu Neal? Is it Keanu Neal?
Keanu Neal. Thank you. Yeah. Keanu Neal he just got.
Wait,
let's go Tyreek Stevenson. We'll double dip at corner.
Didn't he play for the Falcons too?
Yeah, but he was on the Bucs most recently.
Oh, he's already been on 2 teams.
Yeah. Well, he had a great rookie year, and that's about it.
There you go.
It's on me. You see them corners, man. You see them corners. Nope. Let's see. God, somebody just took Tyreek Stevenson. He was just there.
Yeah,
I took him.
I took him.
Damn it.
Find Nick Herbert and draft him.
Yeah.
I can't take Riley Moss, man. Riley Moss looks like a Steeler. He looks like a future Steeler. I can't go with him.
Because he played Iowa?
Yeah. Internal offensive line.
O-line.
Actually, let's just go all, man. I'm not gonna make you go through all of them. Let me see. Let's see who's the top rated guys. All right. Tucker Kraft, that's a big boy. Pause. Keep going. Sidney Brown. Whoa, man, that's kind of hard to pass up. Especially
I'm glad that the NFL fell off of Henry 2020 because man, he got so hyped during the season, and watching his tape, he is just mid.
The funny thing is, I looked at SIS for like the routes that Bengals tight ends run. He's like the number 1 guy. He's running all of the routes. Give me Tyler Steen, man. Give me a tackle. I really want to take Sidney Brown. But that would just not make sense since we just got Nick Scott and we got Dax Hill. But Sidney Brown, if he's there, you got to take him. But
yeah,
I'll go with the
and then the Browns
more realistic option. I thought about Tucker Kraft, but I'd rather have Will Mallory in like the 4th or 5th round.
Go down.
Get Henry 2020. I was just talking good about him.
Could have gone Zach Pickens.
See, Zach Harrison is one of those dudes where I would only feel comfortable changing his position.
Yeah.
Because he is too slow to be out there at the edge. Like,
you have to move him inside.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not thinking about toe. I'm thinking about what is his name? Latu? Is it Latu at Alabama?
Oh, the tight end?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was talking about 2020, the inside linebacker.
That's the linebacker,
Yeah.
Doesn't he have character concerns? Isn't there some?
Is there? Okay, I didn't know about that. I mean, I just watched his tape and was like, yeah, I'm not.
I think the Beast mentioned something about his character.
Oh, interesting.
Jimmy Robinson is interesting there.
Yeah,
Spears, dog.
I'm not taking no running back. So
yeah.
What's the name of the linebacker? Ooh, Zach Evans already is still on the board. There's my dog.
Zach Evans. What you know about Zach Evans?
Yeah, Zach Evans.
Take Nick Herbert.
Yeah. Nick Herbert.
102.
Yeah. Every time's a Q staple.
Yeah.
At this point,
take somebody.
All right. So
here's the recap.
It doesn't even give you a grade. Okay.
That's crazy. I'm the last one to pick and the first one to be done.
Yes. Here's the recap. Cleveland Browns, Mims, and Herbert. And then we get the Steelers to pick like 1,000 players.
This is crazy.
Darnell Russ going to the Bengals. Confirmed. Thanks, Tony.
Darnell Washington. DJ Turner.
So all 6 of these guys are going to be on the other teams this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just take a screenshot of this. Like every single one of these players is getting taken by another team. Yeah. The one team I actually would like Darnell to go to is the Bengals because I don't think it makes a lot of sense for them. I just don't think Darnell to the Bengals makes a lot of sense.
Here's the Bengals. B. John Robinson.
Unbelievable that he
Derek Hall. Tyler Seen.
Yes, sir.
And the Ravens double up a receiver. Jordan Anderson. Jonathan Mingo.
I know.
We have a couple of super chats before we close it out. Ty Kendall says, what do y'all think about the rumor? Oh, wait.
I think you said that earlier.
The player you hear about falling right now is never the one that falls.
Browns are going to end up with Jack Campbell and Tyler. Oh, we did that too.
They did that one, yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Super Saiyan Soup. I think that's a restaurant here in Orlando. Super Saiyan.
Ace, my mom won't get off Bengals Facebook.
Bengals Facebook is toxic. Never go there.
Hey man.
All Facebook pages are toxic.
You know what that means. His mama like, you know what? I feel like Andy Dalton could have did the same exact thing with his roster in his prime.
You think
that is what Facebook is about?
Facebook is a different
you want to hear some takes you did not know still existed? Go on Facebook and look up your favorite team, and you'll hear some true there's still Joe Flacco believers in Ravens Facebook.
Oh yeah, I had to get up out of there.
All Facebooks are toxic.
You'll find Mason Rudolph's fan base.
Dude, the AFC War Room.
Oh yeah, that's super toxic.
The Facebook group for that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that group. Oh, God, those are good ones, man. Locked On. If you want to see a real toxic Steeler fan base, it's Locked On Steelers, where they're still arguing that Tomlin should be fired. It's just a constant. Tomlin should be fired.
You ever sometimes I'll be doing a live stream, and then somebody links it to one of the Facebook groups, and then I could tell because of the trash takes just come in like hellfire. I'm like, what's going on here? Somebody put up the rear deflector.
But I endorse that, Tony, the Tomlin thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, clearly, what has he really done? Yeah.
I saw a video on Twitter the other day about Tomlin. His kid caught a touchdown, and the kid was dancing. And
the kid danced. Yeah.
And then he said, as a father, I liked them, but as a coach, I hated it, something like that.
Oh, please. Come on, Mike Tomlin. I've seen your teams. I see your teams movies. What are you talking about?
As a coach, he hates it.
Are the Steelers drafting Tomlin, the kid, in a couple of years?
I mean, core special teamer, I guess, maybe.
Come on now. It's the
Dino
Steelers.
doesn't really see the field. That's not no disrespect to Dino, but he's not exactly seeing the field right now.
But I thought the Steelers was all about the nipple.
No, Sonny.
Yeah, the brothers.
On the roster.
Yeah,
exactly. Cam Hayward's brother on the roster.
Cam Hayward's brother ended up not being bad, though. I mean, Cam Hayward's brother is actually okay.
And the Watt brothers.
Weirdly enough, you guys know I wasn't in on that, but
and the Watt brothers.
The Watt. Well, we don't have the Watt brothers anymore. They broke up. They broke them up.
I'm about to say the reunion of the Hayward brothers spelt the end of the Watt brothers. Right?
Yeah, no more Derek. No more Derek anymore.
Where's Derek at now?
We have no more brothers. I think the only brothers we have right now are the Hayward brothers. They
should start a podcast.
The last two. So
because
the Herbert brothers
family organizations, open a spot for somebody.
Falling apart.
Kenny Pickett got a brother or something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we need to get Kenny, Najee's brother or something. George Pickens' brother.
Kenny Pickett got the cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, so next time y'all are gonna see us, it's gonna be on draft day. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Last year was awesome. It was amazing. It was a great time here. I'm gonna wake up
at a great time. It was hilarious. Oh, I loved every minute.
Hey,
I'll be here taking a nap live on stream. The first round. You know what I mean?
I'll be waking up at 1 a.m. to do the stream. So make sure you come by. And hey, it'll be fun. I'm hoping not to be the meme. It'll be fun if another person.
Oh, you're hoping not to be the meme?
I don't want to be the meme either, dog.
Nope. Stop it. See, if you hope not to be the meme, you end up being the meme.
Dude, I feel it. Because for the Ravens, we're set up that we can take a quarter.
There's no way Q could be the meme at all.
No.
I have no shot. No shot. What are we going to do? Trade in? Trade up from 72?
You don't have a first round next year, but I guess you could trade up the following first round.
Well, we don't have a first round pick until 2025.
That will be you'd have to have a 2024. You couldn't trade in
2024. We traded 2022, 23, and 24.
Really? I thought you had 2024.
No. We
traded. How many first round picks
we traded? 3, 22, 23, and 24. We traded the maximum.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of them things too, because usually you got multiple picks when you trade 3. Nah, man, we traded 3 years, dog. We weren't prepared for this. We thought Baker was gonna be good, dog.
Well, I guess you could and draft that you have 25th.
Look, let me tell you something. By the time we get those draft picks, that's when we'll be paying $70 million or whatever to Deshaun Watson. We just gonna be we're gonna take that hit for these 2 years and try to get younger, and then we gonna go at it again when we sign a new funny money bullshit contract.
Hey, that's true, because you guys have been pushing money out for the
Watson. We're gonna have to pay that bill up in 2025. That's when we're gonna be hey, we're gonna try to go 8-8, something like that.
Okay. Well, anyway, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. Also, get a like and comment on this video. All that helps. Thank you for the patrons. We appreciate you, especially the top tier. We do appreciate you as well. Thank you all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.